Alright, this brand new channel called Zane started just 2 months ago, and they already have a video sitting at 7.6 million views, and so many other of their videos are hitting millions of views. Now, they've only uploaded 16 videos, but have pulled in 15.5 million subscribers, which is just insane. Pretty much all they do is just post stick figure animations, used to explain and break down historical concepts, and it's racking in millions of views. Now, I've done a bit of research myself, and I've discovered a couple of ways to create these videos, both manually and automatically. And in this course, I'm going to show you how to launch a channel like this, and how to create videos like these in less than 10 minutes with an automated flow that pretty much generates everything using 100% free AI tools. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to need is a Claude account. Now, I'm on the free tier, so you don't have to find a paid version. The free tier works just fine. Once you've got your Claude account, we need to prompt this chatbot so it can generate everything we need. To do that, all you've got to do is get access to our TXT prompt file. You'll find this in the description. Just click on the 2 links you see there. One is the master prompt. If I click on it, it takes me to a Google Drive, and all I've got to do is download that prompt so it saves to my computer. Then I click on the model PDF, which takes me to a drive again, and I download that model PDF to my computer too. Once you've done this, head back to Claude and attach the 2 files you just downloaded, then send it. Now, as you can see, Claude is reading through the master prompt, and it starts reading through the model PDF to understand what we're trying to do. The first thing it does is give us about 15 different video ideas to choose from. And these ideas are very similar to what you'd see on the reference channel's videos. If we literally check out what the model channel posts, we see topics like, what did ancient humans do at night? Why can't you remember being a baby? What if we were aliens? And a couple of others. And the topics it's giving us aren't too far off from this specific niche. So all we've got to do is pick an idea we want. For this, I think I'm going to pick idea number 10 and send it. Now it asks me how long I want my script to be. Ideally, you should choose anywhere from about 8 minutes to 20 minutes, because that's the sweet spot for ad revenue. But for this short course, I'm going to choose 2 minutes and send it. What it does next is start creating a script that follows the exact style and pacing of the TXT prompt file we provided. And as you can see, we've got our script. It's about 14 lines long because I asked for a very short one. But say I wanted it longer, maybe 20 minutes. I could just edit the request and ask it to make a much longer script. And as you can see, we now have a much longer version, which is pretty cool. So we've established that this prompt can get you any length of script you want. Now, once you've got your script, the next thing is finding a way to generate voiceovers for it. If you're on a completely free plan, what I normally recommend is Noise AI, since they give you around 2,000 daily credits to generate high-quality voices. The issue is Noise AI can be a bit inconsistent with the level of quality they deliver. So if you've got a little bit of a budget, I'd recommend 11 Labs. 11 Labs gives you around 10,000 monthly credits to get started before you're even prompted to get a subscription. And the voices tend to be much higher quality. So head over to 11 Labs, sign up with your Google account, and click on the voice options to find a voice you want to use. For me, I'm going to pick Max because he sounds good. So I'll select Max real quick. Then make sure you're on the V3 model, because V3 lets you add things like emotions to your script. I could add a square bracket, put whisper inside it, and close it, and it turns into purple text. That purple text signifies you're allowed to prompt with emotion. So if I paste in a chunk of text with that emotional tag, it's set to whisper because I prompted it to. All you've got to do now is copy your entire text in chunks, copy it slowly, paste it into 11 Labs, and click Generate. The reason I say copy in chunks is because if you try to generate all your voiceovers at once, it sounds very unprofessional. So it's best to copy your first chunk, paste it in, generate that chunk, and repeat the process over and over until you've covered every part of your script. Now, the next thing you want to do is head back to your chatbot and type next. Once you type next, the chatbot proceeds to the next phase, which is providing you with every detailed text-to-image animation prompt you'll use to bring every scene in your script to life. These are the visuals we're going to work with, just like the model channel does. Now, if your chatbot gives you a series of outputs like it did mine gave me 11 because it breaks things down into bits, and you think it's too short, all you've got to do is ask for more. For example, I'm asking for 20 more prompts since I felt the first batch wasn't sufficient. You can always ask for more because the chatbot does its best to break things down into bits. Changing the scene from one shot to the next and asking for a specific amount always helps it know how to break everything into the right chunks. Now, once you've got your prompts, the next thing is finding a way to generate your images. Since we're going the completely free route, what I like to do is head over to Google Flow because they give you access to Nano Banana with unlimited generations. Sign in with your Google account and create a new project. Once you do this, make sure you turn off agent mode, then click on the Nano Banana option to select the amount of images, the aspect ratio, and the specific model you want. Nano Banana here, as you can see, is given to us at 0 credits, so we can use it as long as we want. Head back to your chat, scroll all the way to the top, and copy the prompt you want to use for your visual. Paste in the prompt, send it, go back, paste in the second prompt, send it, go back, get the third, and send it. And for some reason, only one generated. I think Google Flow has some sort of error right now. But this pretty much looks like what you'd see on the reference channel. Let me refresh the page real quick and try pasting my prompt once more. Now this is the manual method, and while it's fine, it can be very time consuming because you have to copy and paste everything by hand. But I did find an automated way to generate all these images automatically, and that's with a Chrome extension made by a creator called Zappy. All you've got to do is head over to your browser and search for the Zappy Flow Chrome extension. Click on that option and add it to Chrome. What this does is automate the creation of images for us on Google Flow. So click on the extension, pin it, click it, and then click Go to Flow from the extension, which takes you to Google Flow. Create a new project. And as you can see, it's now connected to our specific Google Flow project. Now, turn off agent mode so it reads properly, then paste in your prompt. So if you've got 200, 300, 700, or 1,000 image prompts you want to work with, just paste them all in here. Or if you ask your model for a .txt file, you can upload that TXT file here instead. The only thing is, your prompts need a paragraph or a single line gap between each one, so the extension can properly read what you're trying to do. So right now, I'll go back to my chatbot, copy the first prompt batch, paste it in, scroll down to the next batch, and paste that in as well. As you can see, we've got about 31 prompts, which is accurate, 20 prompts here and 11 there. Now select the folder you want this saved into. Just click the folder option and name it whatever you want. Then click on the autosave option to make sure the first one isn't turned on, head back to Flow, and click the Nano Banana option. Make sure you selected the number of images to pass in. I think one will do just fine. And for the aspect ratio, set it to 16:9. That looks pretty good. Then click Start Generation. What happens next is the extension starts using Flow to generate every image you want automatically. You can leave the extension running and go do other stuff while it generates everything for you. And the cool thing is, once it generates the image you need, it saves it to your computer. So it's automatically handling everything, which is cool, and it's free. Right now, as you can see, the extension seems unable to generate some images. We're running into multiple errors, and only about 6 to 7 images have been created, which kind of sucks. What I believe happens is the prompt sometimes has this weird wording the model flags, because it doesn't really understand it and assumes it's inappropriate. So everything should be worded PG, then send it. Once you do this, your model rewrites all the prompts it gave you, and all you've got to do now is copy these prompts, head back to Flow, create a new project, and paste them in. Now, once you've covered the image creation process and generated your voiceover, the next thing you need is an editing software. For this one, I'm going to use CapCut since it's very beginner friendly. What you've got to do now is import all the assets you're working with. For me, I like to store all my assets in a single folder and then import the entire folder into CapCut. The first thing you've got to do is sort out the voiceover. Drag it onto the timeline and increase its volume a bit. Now, you can also support the video by adding a background track. CapCut has a couple of copyright-free tracks you can use without getting into trouble, but a safe place to find one is YouTube Studio. Now, start dragging all your images onto the timeline in the exact order you generated them. One thing you'll notice is that sometimes the images extend past the voiceover. What you've got to do is listen to the voiceover and crop each scene to match the beat. If you listen to the voiceover, you'll notice a couple of beat drops along the audio. Just make sure you're cropping every scene to match those beat drops, so the scene changes in rhythm with the storyline you're working with. Now for the stick figure niche, most people animate their stick figures, but it turns out the channel we're modeling doesn't really do that. If you want to take it a step further and add a little motion to your video, you can still do that. Your goal is just to make sure everything is synced properly with the voiceover. Once you've synced everything up, what you can do is add a filter or an effect. If you go to the Effect tab on CapCut, you can search for something called the Vignette effect, which darkens the edges of the screen and gives your video this storytelling atmosphere. It just makes things look good. And once you've added all of that, the next thing to do is export your video. Now, if you head back to the chatbot we used for the prompting and ask it for 5 thumbnail prompts, it gives you high quality prompts you can use with Google Flow to bring your video a thumbnail. Since it's just 5, we can create these manually ourselves. But if you want to generate more variants, you could still use the extension to create your thumbnails, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to copy my thumbnail prompts, paste them into Flow, select the number of outputs, aspect ratio, and model, then send it. And I'll repeat that for the whole batch. So far, we're able to get one image. I don't know why Flow seems to be misbehaving, but it couldn't create all the images for us. Okay, we got a couple of images, but we still got errors. From the ones we did get though, they look pretty good. I like this thumbnail that says then versus now. It looks really good. And we got a couple of other options too. One thing you can do is create a new project and run the exact prompts that refuse to generate and see if the output comes out. Sometimes Flow tends to misbehave, but that's pretty much it.